Good morning, friends, and I am doing this message a little bit differently today. This is one of the ways that I teach on my YouTube videos, and I know Valerie likes to see our faces, right? But sometimes I like to point you towards the Bible because I feel like it's pointing you more towards God's Word than myself. And so we're going to continue with parables today, and I titled this The Desperate Woman, but we're going to be in Luke. It's going to be Luke 18. And the parable that we're going to be focusing on is called the parable of the persistent widow. Also maybe known sometimes as the desperate woman. So we're going to start in verse, hi Carrie, 18:1. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. Right? And so this is where we can really look at ourselves as we're standing. We're to stand in the gap and pray in the gap and not give up, right? And God has told me before, don't be so back and forth, like pick one. Do you want to stand for your marriage? Do you want to pray for your marriage? Or do you not want this? And I know Valerie teaches that it's not really a choice. And if you're following God, it shouldn't be a choice because in your heart, right, you are doing God's will, but God still does give us the free will. So if you are choosing not to, if you're choosing not to pray, God's not going to force us, right? He's a gentleman. I've heard that so many times before, and he's not going to force himself on us. So he said, in a certain town, there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought. Okay. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, grant me justice against my adversary. And then, I don't know if you guys know, but adversary is another term for the enemy or the devil. So she's saying, grant me justice against, my enemy. And a lot of us have had to stand up to our Goliath, which has been our husbands or our wives, right? Like God's told me that before, that I have to stand up against Goliath, and that's the court system, and my husband, which is the adversary. Not my husband being the adversary, but the court system and how my husband is being used as a pawn from Satan, right? And so at that point, that's the adversary that you have to stand up to. For some time he refused, but finally he said to himself, even though I don't fear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice so that she won't eventually come and attack me.